Hello and welcome to FXcast. I'm Michael Glass, and this is our market analysis for Thursday, June 30th. In each of our videos, we try to come up with high probability trading setups. We'll look at the gold chart. We'll come up with a low volatility watch list, and inside our watch list, and we'll review the economic calendar to see what can affect our open and potential trades. With that said, let's pull up the charts. As usual, we are starting off with the gold chart, and we can see the range that we've been in as far as consolidation. First, we were here for about a month, we broke through, and now we're coming back to test the bottom of that range. We also had the 50 moving average here, so the question is, are we going to auction back up into this area, or are we going to fall back down? Now, some things to look at is we can see, as we look at our volume, you can see the sideways action here, and that's basically what we have. But we also see that the sellers are above the buyers, and in the end, that finally took place and moved us down. But we're potentially, you can kind of see there might be a little crossover here, which would allow us, if we get the volume, that will allow us to get back into this auction area, test the 20 moving average, possibly head back up. But overall, we can see that sideways action. On our market profile, we can see for the past couple of days we've been trending higher, which is great, and we can see that on a daily. And now we're seeing the price action is starting to consolidate just a little bit as we rise just a little bit over yesterday's price action. So in the end, because we have gone up for the past couple of days, we certainly are overbought. The question is, where would that short be? So we have two places to look at that, right where we are right now and at this 20 moving average. So there is a potential short there, and remember, that overall we are still basically in a sideways action. Now it's a very big range, but we haven't the market's either trending or it's consolidating, and it's consolidating more than it is actually trending, and we're starting to see that. We had a great trend, now the market is taking a breath. Now we'll switch over to the pound dollar. Here we can see a little downtrend channel that we've been watching. Certainly when we look at this in the bigger time frame, we can see that there is an uptrend, but we can also see a sort of an M pattern happening here. There is a previous swing high, and we're starting to fail there again. We also broke the 200 moving average, which is important, but then the buyers came right back up and pushed us back up. We can see the volume increase as we push down, and another sort of increase as we push down again. And as the second push down here, we can see that the volume is more about selling, and that's what we're seeing right here. But it's starting to angle down as these past 4 days start to head back up. Some logical places to watch on the pound dollar are going to be these wicks here, and we talked about before the wicks in here too. So there's some logical places to watch, but you can see we're getting above that as we run towards the 20 and 50 moving average. Now, what do we see on our 1 hour time frame? We can see that we're right around parity because we're right by our long-term moving average, and because we're so close to that, we're also in parity by seeing that we're kind of in the middle of our Bollinger Bands. We are somewhat in the sell zone, but we just got there over the past hour, so it'll be interesting to see if we confirm that by staying here, or will we start to head lower. But you can kind of see where we are on a daily run to the 20 moving average. Since we crossed through this zone, it's logical to think that we will continue up to at least to the next zone before we start to head lower. We can see right now that the pound is in control, and that really is what this consolidation, as we begin to hook up, we can see that because the pound took control, and we can also see that the dollar has broken down lower, showing some weakness, and that it really correlates with this last push higher. So what we need to see is for our last indicator to get up here and see if we can get a top where we start, like as we said, we're starting to get into a sell zone, we're starting to get above parity, and see if we can get up here and then come back towards the middle. Next we have the euro dollar. As we look at this one, we can see a couple things. First of all, as we look at our downtrend line, we can see that our price action has brought us right back to it. And we hit it and we're pulling back a little bit. So this is a good place that some sellers are coming in to try to bring control. And we can see that in our volume, that over the last 2 weeks, the sellers are taking control. And it's going to be interesting to see how we move forward. Again, we hit our downtrend line. And you can see that even as our new session started with a light volume, we pushed up here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Are we going to get the volume to move us higher and get our buyers back above sellers, or are we going to reverse down? Because of our location, we're above our long-term moving average. We're in a sell zone. So, this is a good place probably to look for a short. We can see the weakness in the dollar. We can see that the euro is above the dollar, and we're starting to see that divergence where this is heading this way, dollar is heading down, and that's where you see our pop. So there is a potential. So we would like to confirm also with our histogram here before we get to sell. So we're looking for a short. It's just where it's going to be the best location. Finally, we have the dollar franc. And here, obviously on a daily, we have the price level that we've been watching here. Obviously, we're in a downtrend line. We can see that within the last week, the sellers' volume is taking control, and we had a lot of volume with buyers trying to hold this support price level. On this one, we can see we're well below our long-term moving average. Haven't seen that in a while. And we're also below so we're in a buy zone since we're broken through our first zone, and look where we're bouncing at. So I would probably look for a buy somewhere in this 8,300 range. And that's where we'll get. We already got sort of a little histogram telling us that there's a buy, but if we can get a push lower down to this 8,300 level, I think that's where our indicators are going to line up for a buy. For our low volatility watches, we're watching the Euro Yen, and we currently do not have anything for our inside bar watch list. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. Okay, as we go to the economic calendar, we can see a couple things. First off, we have retail sales in Germany, and we have consumer manufacturing good consumption. That is going to be in France. A little inflation data. But what's jumping out at me is we had unemployment rate in Germany, so that's going to be pretty big. We also have jobless claims down in the States, but we have money supply in the European Union, where they're going to talk about, again, the growth of the economy, and they measure how much money is being moved throughout the economy. As always, we want to thank you for watching our video. Please continue to send your feedback and your comments to analysis@FXcast.com or post to our daily forum. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.